Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioseStation.
Hello everyone, this is Trickywi, but you could call me Tricky, and welcome to episode 6 of my top 10 series here on LumioseStation. Last time we covered the top 10 most hostile Pokemon from Johto, and because of the exciting release of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we'll be covering the top 10 most hostile Pokemon from Hoenn. And before we start, don't forget to vote for next week's countdown, as well as checking out the other conductors and the other top 10s that I've already done for the channel. Yeah. So anyway, I'll be judging each Pokemon by their Pokedex entries, their design origins, and I will imagine how they may respond in real life situations if they were real. You may or may not agree with this list, though I am using Pokedex entries, I am mashing my own opinion in there as well. But put what Pokemon you think is the most hostile from the Hoenn region in the comment section below. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with our honorable mentions. First, we have Sableye. Of course, this Pokemon is really mischievous, but according to its Pokedex entry, they like to live quiet lives inside of their cave, very deep inside caves, so unless you really mess with them, then they won't steal your soul. Next, we have Shiftry. Their Pokedex entry doesn't really say that they would actually cause any harm, but they are based off of a mythological creature who are known for being mischievous and mean, and it would definitely be a creature who you would like to steer away from. And finally, Shedinja. This Pokemon is pretty much harmless unless you're stupid and you stick your face inside of its little hole shell thingy bobber and then it will just steal your soul. So with all them out the way, let's go ahead and get started with our top 10. Taking our number 10 spot is Loudred. Loudred has had a few anime appearances where it completely goes mad. The Pokemon are all afraid of him, and he just randomly chases after them for no reason. And this Pokemon is known to punish its foes. So if Loudred believes that you've done wrong, it will punish you, even if you didn't freaking do anything. Its yelling and bellowing can completely destroy a wood frame house. But on the bright side, at least this Pokemon gains a little bit of maturity whenever it evolves into Exploud. Moving on to number 9, we have Cacturn. This dude is extremely creepy. Apparently, if there's anybody traveling through the desert during the night, a group of Cacturn will patiently wait until the travelers get too tired to move, and then they will strike. So not only are they dangerous, they are creepy stalkers. A walking cactus scarecrow thingy is already spooky enough, but imagine how it would kill you. It would either hit you to death with its sharp, spiky arms, or it would either stuff you inside of it. And imagining that would be like a living Iron Maiden. That is not a friendly thought at all. And apparently they travel in groups as well, so being stalked by one of these Pokemon will probably end in pain. Moving on to number 8, we have Mightyena. Obviously, a Pokemon with a dark typing will signify that it may be hostile. They are extremely intimidating, and according to its Pokedex entry, they work in packs. I'm pretty sure that being cornered by a pack of Mightyena would not end well. They savagely bite their prey until they're dead. And these Pokemon have no fear and no mercy. It's cute, but it will kill you. However, if you raise one from a Poochyena, or if you happen to prove yourself worthy of it, it will become the most loyal Pokemon ever. It will never disobey you. So that is the only reason why it's so low on this list. Moving on to number 7, we have Vigoroth. This Pokemon is so weird because its pre-evolution and then its evolution are so chill compared to it. If this Pokemon is not going on a rampage or just running around like a crazy gremlin thingy, it will become even more insane and its stress levels will skyrocket. Vigoroth is extremely dangerous because obviously when it begins its rampages, it's very rare that it will stop. Plus, it will destroy pretty much anything. It's kind of like Stitch, but on crack. So not only does it randomly go on rampages just to live comfortably, it will become angry and become even more violent than it was before. And that's if it's not already rampaging, so it's like a never-ending cycle. It rampages, but it gets angry if it doesn't rampage, which causes it to rampage. Yeah. Moving on to number 6, we have Mawile. Or if you prefer calling it Mawile, then have fun. This Pokemon is adorable, but of course looks are always deceiving, even though it has a giant mouth of doom hanging off its head. Seems safe. Apparently the jaws on its head used to be horns that were made out of steel, but eventually they went through some sort of transformation. But anyways, you have to know that those teeth are extremely powerful, especially if they used to be made out of steel. In any case, this Pokemon uses its very cute face to its advantage. It pretends to be all sweet and cuddly, but if someone gets way too close, it's gonna freaking eat it. An adorable Pokemon is honestly a lot more dangerous because we assume that it would be friendly, but again, I really wouldn't recommend walking up to a thing with a giant mouth thing on its head. Don't do it. Moving on to number 5, we have Crawdaunt. According to its Pokedex entry, this Pokemon is very, very violent. Due to its nature, it will challenge any living critter to the battle whether or not it is weak or strong. So basically, it gets satisfaction from beating up innocent creatures as well. A lot of other Pokemon like to stay away from Crawdaunt, but to be honest, who wouldn't? Moving on to number 4, we have Whiscash. This one was a little weird. This Pokemon doesn't even look like it would be hostile in the slightest, but nope. It is very territorial and it has a very bad anger issue. If someone happens to stumble upon or enter its territory, it will have a fit and trigger a massive earthquake. So that's slightly overboard. Obviously, earthquakes have the power to completely wipe out a major city in just a few minutes, so anything that has that kind of power should not have anger issues. If Pokemon were real, I'm sure that too many people would make the mistake of accidentally running into a Whiscash. At number 3, we have Sharpedo. It's a freaking shark. And again, it has the dark typing, meaning that it already has a ruthless nature. This Pokemon is so dangerous and hostile that it even earned the nickname Bully of the Sea. Its teeth are so powerful that it could easily tear through a super tanker. So imagine what a Sharpedo bite would do to you. I would cry. So being surrounded by multiple Sharpedos would not end beautifully. And then think about Mega Sharpedo. Think about the tears of that. Taking our number 2 spot is Aggron. Its name is a combination of aggressive and iron, so there's one hint that points that this Pokemon is definitely hostile. This is another extremely territorial Pokemon, but it is also very, very greedy. Like Tyranitar, it will claim an entire mountain. If you happen to step on land that has already been claimed by an Aggron, it will find you and destroy you. You're most likely gonna die. It's always patrolling, and if you think you could be sneaky and explore its territory without any problems, you're very, very wrong. Unless you have a fire type, then you can just burn it. Now before I reveal number 1, be sure to vote for next week's countdown. You could either vote for this top 10 most hostile Pokemon category to continue, or you can pick your very own countdown idea. List anything you have in mind in the comments section below. Now taking our number 1 spot is Beautifly. Now, how in the world is a beautiful butterfly the most hostile Pokemon out of all of Hoenn? Again, do not assume just because it's cute and pretty that it's sweet too, because it's evil. This Pokemon is very aggressive and will stab you with its thin mouth. And in some entries, it's even said that it will drain its victim's body fluids. What the I'll definitely be one of those morons to die to a Beautifly, because whenever I see something pretty and shiny, I automatically have to go to it, and I'll die. Though people in Pokemon have been attacked by Beautifly just by approaching it, Beautifly will attack regardless. So if you're minding your own business and a Beautifly is just chilling, it's gonna attack you because it's mean. They have no mercy and they honestly don't even care. Well, those are my top 10 most hostile Pokemon from the Hoenn region. By the way, I hope everyone is enjoying Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Along with your opinions about the countdown, be sure to let us know what you think about the remakes, because I freaking love them. I love Pokemon. Sorry, I had a moment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.